WD18, welcome to a bit of a pre-season review. Obviously I do these insta-match reactions after all competitive games, but I haven't really done them too much for the pre-season games other than the Boreham Wood ones. I was fortunate enough to be able to go to all of them other than the Wickham game. So I just want to do a quick roundup of all of them. Just finished at Vicarage Road just now. Watford won, Brentford won, which is probably the most positive out of all the pre-season games, but other than that, it's been a real mixture, I think, of positives and negatives. We'll start off with the good side of things always. I think the big positive has to be Ucko. I think has come in and impressed. He didn't play today against Brentford, but I think as a signing, he looks like one who could be on that list of players that we bring in for cheap and sell on for more. And I don't know why he didn't start today, but if he does get a good run of games this season, I think we could really see him develop. And I'm really surprised to see that Celtic let him go permanently, to be honest with you, because yeah, you can tell that he's got something really special about him. Other positives this pre-season, I think Ryan Andrews has done well. I think he's looked really sharp. In terms of personnel, I think pretty much all the other players have had pretty mixed times so far, but as a collective, I think huge kudos has to go to Tom Cleverley, because this is probably the clearest shape I've seen a Watford team have in a long time, in terms of players knowing exactly what they're doing, knowing exactly where to be at any given moment. And I think the way that Cleverley has us almost building up, particularly in the attacking phase, we look really organised, really strong as well. So I mean, huge credit has to go to Tom Cleverley for that, for the way that he's setting up the Watford team. Unfortunately, that does bring me on to a negative though, unfortunately, because while Cleverley knows, I think, the system and the system's there, I think the problem is we're missing key areas on the pitch. And I think the one that has to be looked at immediately is a striker. I think we're really lacking a focal point up top. We saw that today against Brentford again, playing some really nice stuff, just can't finish. We saw the same thing against Boreham Wood. Stevenage, I know we scored 2 goals, but I thought that was a problem then as well. And I think we do really need to address that striker problem in time for that Millwall game next week, which is going to be difficult. I think getting a player in that time, expecting him to hit the ground running in time. So I think we're going to have to put up with almost Bayo and Rajvic for the next couple of weeks as well. And we know what they're about. We know what they can do well, but we also know that there are some limitations to their game. So definitely one to keep an eye on with that. But yeah, I think once that striker problem is solved, I think we could see a better Watford team. I think that the left back is an area as well that's been a bit concerning. Gaki has played there, Sam has played there, Morris has played there. I don't think either of them have been amazing necessarily. I think Morris has probably been one of the better ones out of the 3, and Gaki has looked okay. Sam has just been a bit lost the yard of pace, it seems. Obviously we brought in Yasser Larouci now, who was at Sheffield United last season, and I've had mixed reports on that, so I suppose we'll have to see how good he is. Then the other position as well as a centre-half, I think is going to be really important. I think we're really lacking pace there at the moment. Antonio Tikvic has come in. I think he's looked limited, to be honest with you. I don't have the highest hopes for him. And we've also got this Brazilian centre-half coming in. I can't remember his name, it might be Keiki, I think it is, or something like that. So yeah, hopefully that can come in. He might be loaned out though, but if he does, hopefully he can do a job there for us. But yeah, I think those are my main sort of takeaways from pre-season. I don't want to single out players too much in terms of who's been disappointing. There are players who obviously I think need to up their fitness a bit more. I mentioned Ken Sema's name before. He's one who I think needs to get a bit fitter. I think Ryan Porteous as well. Obviously he's started pre-season a bit late, so there's an excuse there, and obviously I'm sure that will come. But he needs to, I think he could be a bit sharper. I think Tom Dele-Bashiru could look a bit sharper as well. But I think that will come with time. I think every team's in a similar position at the moment with that. How am I feeling going into the Millwall game next week? I'm nervous, to be honest. I almost feel like we could have benefited with another week of pre-season just to get that sharpness there, and another week to get signings in. But this is where the problem ultimately lies with the ownership, is that we just seem to be leaving everything to the last minute. Make sure to go and check out our last video where we go into more detail with the problems that we know are there with the football club at the moment. I'm not going to go into it too much now, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting season ahead. Could be a long season ahead as well. So like we said at the back end of that video, let's make sure to get behind the team. It's clear in this pre-season that they are trying and they do care, but yeah, it's going to be a tough task going up at the Den next week. Just to wrap up today as well, my best wishes to Craig Shakespeare and his family as well. Obviously, the former Watford assistant manager passed away this week. Really, really sad news. I met him a couple of times and yeah, taken far too soon, I think at the age of 60. So yeah, best wishes to him. Rest in peace, Craig. And yeah, we've got some exciting content coming up on the channel this week. Our season preview, our season predictions. So make sure to like and subscribe and check us out on all our socials. Cheers guys, and up the all next.